All right, hello superhero friends and welcome to the late night live stream. I am coming all the way back around to revisiting Crisis on Infinite Earths as Supergirl Kara Zor-El, the last daughter of Krypton. So I hope you guys are well. I'm officially in my birthday, I guess, right? Hi, Mari. How's it going? I hope you guys are well. I was supposed to be live literally an hour ago, but there's been a lot going on in my life. So I was technically born at about 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It wouldn't have been Eastern Standard Time. It would have been 5 a.m. Winnipeg time. So I was born early in the morning, and so I'm doing this live stream in the wee hours because it's kind of I love the middle of the night. I do my best writing in the middle of the night. A lot of my Dragon Warriors book was written at 3 in the morning. Yes, sorry, I was born in the Peg. Yeah. So I've been doing a lot of revisiting my old memories, just because when I was writing my book, all that kind of stuff. Let me just. But I'm basically going to be doing a revisiting of a read of, oh my gosh, at least BC is better. My sister actually lives in BC. I'm hopefully going to visit her this summer because she lives near the seawall in Vancouver, and it's really beautiful there. St. Boniface Bay. Yeah, Cody, that's right. I was born in St. B, 100%. And also, I had a great childhood growing up in Winnipeg. I had a lot of space. I got to drive. I miss driving a lot. That's one of the biggest things I miss being in Toronto is I don't really drive here. So, but I miss just being able to pick up my car and do all that. So I hope you guys are well. Welcome to the late night comic book read. So I decided to do this read, my birthday read, as Kara Zor-El as Supergirl, because Crisis on Infinite Earths, the 1985. I always do this. I adjust my framing and I'm like, wait a minute. I don't actually like it. Okay, so we're going to read through some scenes from Crisis on Infinite Earths together. This comic book came out in 1985, which was the year of my birth. And let me just read a little bit of the synopsis. Worlds lived, worlds died, and the DC universe was never the same. So it's about, let me just continue. In 1985, DC Comics dramatically altered comics' original universe with Crisis on Infinite Earths, the 12-issue series that rocked the comics community, tragically dooming some of DC's most beloved characters and drastically altering others. An unforgettable and defining event in comics history, Crisis was arguably the first company-wide crossover to make good on its promise of lasting change. So, oh hey Colin, and welcome you guys to the read of Crisis. I wanted to originally do this where I could look over the anime. Just pull out some scenes that have to do with Supergirl and Harbinger. I think I said her name correctly this time, because those roles are kind of flipped in some regard when it came to the Monitor and Crisis. And I see why they did it. But also they do a lot of good stuff as it comes to, let me just adjust. I don't know, I feel like I try to, there we go. Much better. Okay. So I'm just going to get into the read and we'll go for a little bit and then we'll see. I have a little timer for an hour of doing this because I wanted to revisit Crisis on Infinite Earths and also get this as a live recording of the read. So I'm going to start from the very beginning, and then I'm going to go for a few bits, and then we're going to skip ahead to Supergirl, and then we're going to skip ahead to the end. It's just to, I guess if you were to watch this, the animated version, there's a 2024 version, and in that one, there's 3 parts to it. The first part deals with the Flash. The second part deals with Kara slash Supergirl. That's right. And the third part deals with Wonder Woman. So it's got different beats, just like, you know, episodic ways of how comic books work with issues, in terms of like a self-enclosed story in them. So you can watch each part and it's its own story, but there's a bigger story arc, of course, right? So I'm just going to start from the very beginning of Crisis. Hi, Flying Ram. Hello. Hi. So technically, you guys, this is my birthday read. So I'm doing this as Supergirl because this cosplay that I'm doing right now, I would say it's my very first cosplay I officially did. I come from a fitness background, so I used to do fitness competitions. I competed in Vegas. I went to nationals, and thank you, Flying Rain. Yeah, I'm really happy. I'm 40. Yeah, and Venus is at its highest illumination point in the sky. Thanks, Cottonfish. And thank you guys for loving the comic book reads as much as I have, and have it, you know, evolve and grow in terms of me getting better at it. And so thank you guys for having the patience with me as I first started, you know, because I look back at some of my old reads, and Crisis, this story was actually one of the first reads I did with you guys live here on TikTok, right? And so it's like coming back around to this, my 40th year. It comes with it a lot of symbolic stuff of like Jesus, 40 years in the desert. Or just, you know, like there's other stories as well where like there's this period of trial, and then coming back around to realize, like The Alchemist, if you've read that story, where you go out on this journey, this quest, this mission, and you come back home and you're like, oh, the point of the journey was the journey itself, and then the experience of that journey is the treasure, right? What time am I planning on getting off? I'm going to be just doing this for an hour. So I meant to start you guys at midnight. I'm like, resolution to myself going forward. I'm going to be a little bit more on time when it comes to the reads. And we're organized and cataloging and tapping into my Barbara Gordon self when it comes to that. But I'm going to be ending today about just after 3 a.m. So we're going to go for an hour of reading Crisis. I'm hopeful to get through like chunks of it. I'm not going to read you look at this whole thing. It's like a whole series. So this whole thing came out in 1985, and it must have been an exciting time for you in I was being born. This must have been exciting for the world. But other than that, Dr. Manhattan, I was like saying Doctor, I was trying to say a bunch of stuff at once, but Watchmen also came out in 1985. There's a few other, I think Cocoon, that movie came out in 1985 as well. So I always like to look at movies that came out when the year that you were born. So if you were born in whichever year, take a look at any pieces of art that also came out at that time. It gives you some clues in terms of like the essences that were at play at the same time. Thoughts on the Arrowverse Crisis arc? Alex, it's so crazy. I haven't watched, so full disclosure, ever since I was a little kid, I've always liked illustrations and like animation and anime more than like live action anything. So the only live action stuff I'm really familiar with when it comes to DC is Smallville, as well as some episodes of like the first season of Krypton, which is actually really good. It deals with both Kara and Kal's grandfather, I forget his name now, but it's actually pretty good. Yeah. Also, Supergirl 1984 with, I forget the actress. She goes by Linda Lee. I was watching. Yes, let's just get. Yes, thank you, God, Mitch. I need people to keep me on track because I only have a certain amount of time tonight because it's my birthday tomorrow and I'm going to Tilt. I'm going to go gaming tomorrow. So thanks, Master Sith, for the tiny diney. I'll put it up on my shelf. So. All right. Hey, Dandy Money Man, happy birthday. Happy solar return. We made it another year around the sun. Smallville mentioned. Oh, I loved Smallville. Full disclosure, though, I only watched up until maybe season 4. I didn't really go beyond that. And I love Lana Lang. Kristen Kruk is such a girl crush of mine. If in my new movies I could get Kristen Kruk in it, and Anya Taylor-Joy. Those are like my two faves that I would want in like a superhero movie with me. I still have 40 minutes to go. Oh yes, we're what is time anyways, Dandy Money Man? We were celebrating all day. Actually all month.